All right, so good morning. Um, Last night was a very, very tough night. It's one of the toughest nights in the history of the city of being homeless. I was very worried for my aunt. I know she's hiding somewhere warm as well, but not too warm. Nothing was warm in New York City. Not even sitting in a caboose in a subway car or on a bus was warm enough for the homeless last night. It was 17 people chose to 27 homeless people chose to die last night because of these extreme weathers. It was very nasty. It was very nasty, nasty, nasty. People cannot live in the streets. It's not permissible by the laws of God. Or by the nature of God. The outdoors is not for people to live. It's not for people to live full time, and our politicians get that wrong every single time. I don't think there should be an expense for keeping our citizens, our national citizens, indoors. Shelters are not good enough for them. They cots, and here we have a system called the homeless outreach services, and they only come around, and I had to cancel them out because they only come around. They say that they want to take you in when you have valuables and you have luggage and stuff, and they say they're gonna take your luggage in the car, and they leave for your luggage, and they sell it for crack, or for drugs, or for whatever they need. And that's not permittable. That's not tolerable in New York City. And they harass you and harass you, and you never get the same how homeless outreach people ever again. And they say they work for New York City, and they were giving these seats. It didn't work for the city, and they're not on payroll, but they like to steal people's stuff, and
The next stop is Lexington Avenue, 53rd Street.
and that is not permittable. But it was one of the coldest nights in New York City. Today's one of the coldest days in the history of New York City. Yesterday I was very assertive with my and I'm very worried for my aunt as well. And I'll be very honest. I know many people not helping with my prior speech, but food is a food for me and my aunt and I. Food is something. It's one of the most important things to us in life. I go through my Uber Eats menu and my Grubhub and Seamless and menus and DoorDash menus on my phone, and I'm looking at the new restaurants, and I see people like my mom, Judy Feliciano, Julie Garland, Evelyn, that doesn't appreciate those menus because she's a Red Lobster girl or she's an Applebee's girl. And these you don't have the array of options that she said those for Republicans and for rich people, and those are for snobby people and stuck up people. It's home food. These are soul foods and home foods for people in different states of the United States, in different countries, in Montreal, and Toronto, and Cubic City. This is not stuck up people food, It's different cuisines of rich people food in countries and poor people food. Punjabi food is one of the best foods in the world, and she and me and my aunt and I love all these kind of foods. There's manja, it's Italian food, It's just the nice places, It's not about rich people or Republican food, She's very snobby, and I left so many voicemails to her last night, and I started a cash app. It's on my Twitter, for my online to eat. So if anyone, even $1 helps, so we could eat every day because we don't that food is it's not that food is expensive, but food is pricey. Any kind of food, even McDonald's is pricey. Because I go and purchase everything at McDonald's, and I go through the app, and the other day I got a Big Mac for $2 and a Coke, a frozen Coke, all that for $2. I get a free McChicken, because I get points, and this is how I've been surviving. Or $2 McFlurry, and with cash, because I'm not using food stamps no more. I'm doing it my own way. A phone is necessary now, and I don't want to buy my phone, so I purchased my own phone. It was only $30 at Target, and then this is a survival guide for homeless people, And me and her and I are not your typical homeless people, We like to try different foods, And the other day I had an incident in front of on 51st Street in front of Paris Baguette. It was late night, and at late night all those foods get thrown out because those sandwiches are perishable. So I went and I grabbed myself a little sandwich I gave a gentleman the next day, and my regular ham and cheese. With that honey mustard whatever. And the lady, I ran out. I told them thank you and everything for my sandwich, and some fat girl that works there, or I don't know, so she came and she kicked me in the steps, and I had to go pick up my food, and it reminded me of an image of one of the videos of the Passion of the Christ or something. And I told her it's food, and and she kicked me in the back and everything, and she kicked my food, and so I had to pick up my food in front of her. It was a Jesus Christ moment. And those are not things that are right in this nature. Like yesterday, I went to go grab a food item at the store at my Starbucks. My grandma and I own Starbucks, and Brandon and stuff, and my brothers, and the Kennedy family. And then I took Katie McKinney's breakfast burrito yesterday by mistake because she didn't let me pick my item. So I had to call the people up, like Kaylee and them, and let them know I took her burrito, because it's wrong what they're doing. The one next to St. Patrick's Cathedral behind. Um, It's not right. It was a black boy with her. And the Canadians, when they work out of businesses like the Dwayne Reed that my mom owns, that on Lexington, I always go get my stuff there. Now they put aggressive black people there, and Predamancha, they put what it says everybody eats, Predamanch. They put aggressive fat guy and aggressive black people from Canada now there, and all they do is scream at you and harass you. Um, it's very. And then last night I called Judy Garland, and she calls me a thief, and she calls me a drug addict, and she said I'm a thief. But she when she wants something, she's very nasty, encañonera, encojonúa. La persona, el rey y la reina de los pillos son la gente cojonúa, porque la gente cojonúa no le importa qué bajera, qué boca y qué hay que quitarle a los demás para que ellos coger algo. Y eso es la más pilla que existió en esta vida. And she's playing the ignore game on me, and you can't keep ignoring us. Because I want you to die if you keep ignoring us. I left the nasty messages last night, and I would like her to listen them today. Because she don't love God. If you don't love God, she doesn't appreciate God. God is the one that gave you those blessings, not the because girl. I'm have the cojones, because she thinks she has the cojones, and that's the only reason why she hides this stuff from us, because she has cojones. And God is the one that gave you that, and God could take it over from you in an instant, but she don't believe in God, and she don't have faith in God, and she don't love God. And God is the only one there for her. If you don't love God, you're never gonna love your family. You're never gonna love nobody. You have to love God first.